This is Max Shows for Pro Boxing Fans. I'm live joined by Adam Smith at the end of Jack Catterall versus Harlem Eubank. No better way to put it than what's just happened.
Well, it was chaos, wasn't it? A mad ending to a strange fight. I thought Jack Catterall got into a groove pretty early. I thought there was a lot of feinting and attempts by Harlem, but he wasn't quite landing with the clean punches. I think maybe he got around, potentially two, but I thought Catterall was fairly well up on the cards, as did the judges. And look, it was just strange, wasn't it? They tumbled down a couple of times. Styles just didn't really gel, and the cuts were bad, especially Jack's. Although I think Harlem's doctor was the one that pulled it. But yeah, it was a difficult one. Not the classic we've been hoping for, but it was intriguing while it lasted, and yeah, it was curtailed, and these things happen in boxing. And you know, Harlem gets the experience of going in with a world-class operator like Jack Catterall. He'll come again, but the right guy won, and Jack moves on, get that cut healed, and let's see if he can make it in this new division at welterweight to become the world champion that I really felt he should have been a few years ago.
Yeah, for Harlem, the story coming into this is if he could mix with the world level guys. I know it was only around 6 rounds, but do you think he proved that he can mix it on this stage?
Yeah, look, he wasn't intimidated. He tried his best. I think he was in with a very, very good, classy southpaw fighter. Jack Catterall still looks that level. I mean, his jab was brilliant. His left hand was good. I mean, there was little action, but I just thought Jack did that bit more. Harlem was posturing and doing a lot of moving actually. But yeah, look, he'll gain confidence from that. He'll come back. I think Callie said afterwards there's a lot of domestic fights that he could have, so maybe he goes that route and then builds up, maybe learns from what he did tonight. At least he had half a fight with a guy like Catterall, who's awkward for anyone to fight. So yeah, Harlem will come again, definitely. I mean, it's he's still virtually unbeaten.
Yeah, like you say about Jack Catterall in the new division, is there any names that you think he could go for that world title shot he's always been chasing?
I mean, look, I think Jack just wants to have the opportunity again to fight for a world title. He should have been world champion when he didn't get the decision against Josh Taylor. He beat him in the rematch, but then the Regis Prograis fight, the Arnold Barboza fight, he wants a world title. He's almost taken too many fights before that. Now he's got to rest up from the cut. The good news is he felt very strong at welterweight. I spoke to him afterwards, and he will get that opportunity. I mean, maybe get the cut healed, have one more, and then shoot into a world title shot at the beginning of next year.
Yeah, well, Adam, while I've got to ask about Tyson Fury. He's back. He's back in the sport of boxing, supposedly. What do you make of that? 5th
retirement, wasn't it? Not surprised at all. I thought he'd come back to fight AJ, but looks like he wants to come back and fight Usyk. There's a big fight to deal with first in 2 weeks' time with Daniel Dubois. I think he'll have something to say about it. Everybody I've been speaking to around the Don Charles gym is incredibly confident that Daniel Dubois will pull this off and that he'll prove much more than Alexander Usyk feels he'll be. I think it's a really tough ask still. Usyk has proved himself again and again as the pound-for-pound king. So, look, let's see what happens on July the 19th. It's a phenomenal fight night. All the marbles on the line at Wembley. But yeah, of course, it's great to have Tyson Fury back. He looks in fantastic shape. He's kept himself in great nick. And I still want to see the AJ fight. So, yeah, I think AJ will come back some point 2025. And we'll see Tyson Fury in 2026, either against Usyk or AJ, or maybe both.
Yeah, speaking of AJ, we've heard of the next AJ, apparently. Tang put his name on the scene tonight. Wow. What do you make of his performance?
Yeah, I really like Leo. I liked him when I first met him, watched some of his amateur fights, and he just is so well-rounded for an 18-year-old starting up as a professional. I thought his performance was outstanding tonight. Yes, he was always expected to win, but the manner of victory was really impressive. I thought that the speed was good, the foot movement, the body shots, the maturity for an 18-year-old. It's a little bit like a couple of weeks ago when TMA Ayton turned professional. She was brilliant, and she's only 18 as well. It's incredible what these youngsters can do. Yeah, look, it's a long journey for Leo. I think the AJ comparisons, look, they had the same sort of amateur record, 35-4, 36-3. I can't remember what Leo's was, and AJ's was about 46-3 or something. But AJ, of course, won the Olympic gold medal. So let's not get carried away just yet. I think we'll take our time with Leo. He's got good people around him who are going to take him places, and the voice of boxing will be right behind him. We love him, and we're very excited about Leo Tang. Yeah, he seems to have everything: that smile, that likability, the box office factors, and he can fight.
Definitely. Now, very last one. Last time I spoke to you was about Jake Paul getting the ranking. The Ring have now reported that the WBA are going to have a meeting about that ranking after lots of criticism. Do you think he deserves the ranking? Do you think he should keep the ranking? What do you make of the whole situation?
I'm just entertained by it all. I think Jake Paul's there to bring the audience he does. I'm looking forward to seeing him and his team in New York next week. They're putting on an amazing promotion at Madison Square Garden with Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. Look, Jake got an easy win against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He was always going to do that. Before that, he fought Mike Tyson, who was 58. Not really a fight, an exhibition. I want to see him in with maybe a former world champion who's going to give him a little bit of a test. But I don't mind the ranking. You know, he's got his gloves on, he's fighting, he's winning, and yeah, it's hard for maybe some of the others, but it's all about entertainment, eyeballs, and money. We know that, and Jake Paul brings that to the sport, and that's good for boxing.
Definitely, Adam. Thank you very much for your time.